Alrighty, top 4. We are in the top 4 after 6 hours of gaming. Let's do it.
Let's get it on.
Round 1. Fight!
Bottom right side of Whispers of Gold. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of Whispers of Gold today. Well, I actually think this is one of the best Neil maps. Maybe the best Neil map. I really like it. I always enjoy playing on it, but I'm surprised with how little I've seen it today. This is the main base of Team Liquid's SKillous. Top left side of Whispers of Gold, we are looking at the main base of our German Terran player representing Mouse Sports. It is HeRoMaRinE. I expect a very different HeRoMaRinE against SKillous than we saw against Reynor. Because against Reynor, he's obviously playing with the idea that Reynor is very good mechanically, is very fast, but maybe doesn't know all the ins and outs of this matchup in particular. Well, obviously SKillous is going to have a lot more experience in weird situations, but perhaps doesn't quite have the same mechanics, even though SKillous is obviously very fast and good too. I think overall it's a very different approach. And I think it's already showing. Barracks in the main, command center on the high ground. So, a different Gabriel coming out here. It is very cool to see Gabe play in this online tournament, because Gabe has definitely set out on a lot of online tournaments over the last few months. Not a big fan of online tourneys that are very stretched out, and even gave up on the weeklies at one point. Just didn't really enjoy playing them anymore. Don't see him often playing like the Korean weekly or the American weekly either. That are now global. They're basically all global. Well, it's cool to see Gabe here today, and I hope he's been having a good time. I think so far. He's got to be pretty happy. He was happy with the little bonus. I asked him if he wanted it in subs or PayPal, and he said PayPal is better, so we'll do that. The highest placing Terran. What am I says with HeRoMaRinE? Obviously not very good, mate. HeRoMaRinE is mega good. And I'm not bad for an old man, but I'm not at the level of HeRoMaRinE. So I basically always get slaughtered, but I did take a map once at Home Story Cup. Taking a map at an offline event against Gabe is somewhat solid, you know. We won an 8. It could be worse. Does Mixer get a bonus? He was fishing for it, eh? I mean, I think we can give Mixer a tiny bonus. Highest placing Zerk, 20 buckies. If that makes Mixu happy, I think we can do that. I think Mana is gonna get the original 50 buck bonus. I've already decided on that. So whatever Mana wins tonight, he gets 50 bucks on top of that. SKillous is going for a full wall off here, and that's going to make it very difficult for these 4 Hellions and 2 Reapers to find what they are looking for. SKillous cancels the gate and then rebuilds it. I like it. You obviously don't want to trap yourself in forever. Wow, is he playing mech? What? Sorry guys, I was focused on some Reapers and Hellions. We are supply blocked, by the way. He's playing mech. You love it when he plays mech? I mean, I don't want to start my speech again about mech, because I am certain that even the casual fans have heard my speech about mech like 20 times by now. So I will save it. But I'm curious to see how this plays out. Blink is done though on the side of SKillous. And SKillous in the end ends up dealing with all these Reapers and Hellions without too many issues. If you play mech and you have a bad start, it does seem grim immediately, no? And to be fair, in the end, this is now a bad start. Because nobody has ever made 4 Hellions and 2 Reapers to kill 0 workers. The good news about playing mech is that you have a bunch of tanks. So Blink Stalker aggression, well, hopefully is not going to be too bad. Perfect defense by SKillous. There's no other way to put it. He's gonna YOLO Blink. But the thing is, there's gonna be more tanks than he expects. Okay, I mean, he's gonna be so confused, right, about the 3 tanks. This is actually kind of working out for Gabe, or am I crazy? I want to say this is working out for Gabe. War Prism, mega low in HP, a lot of Stalkers die. Because Gabe just has tanks for days. Now SKillous has an observer in the main, and he's like, oh. Awesome, Pi. Do you know how to edit Liquipedia? Oh my god, Pi, you're so impressive. I have been a member of this scene for 14 years, but I have never edited anything on Liquipedia. And that's just because I'm too afraid of breaking the entire website. So, Gabe is playing World of Tanks over here. And they have an official theme. The theme is #rollout. 7 tanks, 9 Marines. Gabe is about to end up with more tanks than Marines. Certainly a strategy, but... yeah, I don't know about this. This is not even just like, oh, we're gonna play mech and we're gonna chill. You know, this is mech and we're all inning with mass tanks. Alright. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work, but... What's the zealot count? 8. But how many zealots on the other side of the natural? 3. And if Gabe wins this, it's another bonus. Triple tank, mass tank. Well, Zealot Charge is about to finish up. A whole bunch of gateways have just finished up on the side of SKillous. These tanks are gonna have to be bigger than ever before. Getting the Immortal immediately would be pretty sick. But HeRoMaRinE is about to get sandwiched. There's so many Zealots coming in from the top left, and that is GG immediately. SKillous takes the 1-0 lead. Turns out that World of Tanks is a different game. I mean, mech is already obviously a bit of a hot take in TVP, but there are some ways where I think you can play pretty gnarly mech. But Triple Factory, Mass Tank, and roll to the other side of the map was not on my bingo card. For this reason in particular. Map 2 will be played on Amygdala. I think he was too self-assured. I don't know. I don't know what that was. It was a bit random, a bit weird. I like seeing something different. He went full German. I'll leave those comments up to Pi. That's not really something that I'm comfortable with. Yeah. Alright. Let's see if game 2 goes better for the last remaining Terran in the tournament. Otherwise, our entire top 3 is Protoss. Confirmed. Best race. Do we end out on top in 2024, guys? Top 3 all Protoss. Bam, bam, bam.
Round 2. Fight!
Here we go. Bottom left side of Amygdala. We are looking at the main base of the man that is representing Team Liquid. He's up 1. It's SKillous. It took us 8 years, but we're back on top. As we are 1 map away from an entire Protoss top 3. That's the nice thing about casting online tournaments for me, guys. I get to cast all the Protoss players. And the offline events, we cast a little less. Online, we cast all of them. Top right side of Amygdala, we are looking at the main base of the last remaining non-Protoss in the tournament. It is Big Gabriel representing Mouse Sports. By the way, I was cold like 8 hours ago and I never put on my hoodie. And then Jeremy told me to have a whiskey, which did warm me up a little bit. But now I'm starting to get cold again. It's getting colder outside. I am pretty close to the door. I have the feeling that this door is not doing the best job ever in keeping the cold air out. So I think after this game, it is officially time for the Roddy hoodie. I don't know which hoodie is laying on my stairs, but... Last season, ASL had ZZ. I have no idea what's happening in ASL. But I think there was something about hallucinated Archons. I saw that on Reddit. These Brood War nerds are taking over the Starcraft Reddit. No, it's not orange. I got 2 new hoodies for Christmas, so it could be one of them. One is a Mercedes hoodie, and the other one is a special McLaren hoodie. It's actually very cool, the McLaren one. It's an Ayrton Senna tribute. I assume it's one of those. But it can also just be a Basilisk hoodie. Love getting socks for Christmas. I got socks. I got a lot of new underwear. So much new underwear that I now have to throw out some perfectly fine old underwear. Does it have a couple holes? Sure, but that doesn't mean it's not a perfectly set of underwear. You know, that still functions. I feel bad. I'm willing to put it in a box rather than throw it away, you know. Benz and McLaren, any chance you wear Ferrari? The problem with the Ferrari fan gear, KJ, is that it's always so expensive. I like it, and I think red is a nice color. And I was actually in the store like for Christmas shopping for my dad and my brother, and I was close to looking at a few things, but the Ferrari stuff is just always so much more expensive than the other brands, and then I feel bad. Yeah. Usually 3 holes now. I just one, mate. Bought myself a red Ferrari, yes, and a Lambo to go with it. But not for Fridays. On Friday I drive the Porsche 911. That goes without saying. I am a Starcraft streamer after all. But on some of the other days I do use the red Ferrari. The 2 aliens try to get in, and they at least kill the probe. So if the probe is down, that means that SKillous can't wall off. Gabe, again, by the way, guys, is building an extra factory. I have a Ferrari keychain that's 20 years old. Value, mate. Seems like the Reapers hopped into the main base, but the Phoenix took care of that too. So SKillous is gonna play Phoenix Robo here. The Cyclones are pretty decent against Phoenix, that has to be said, especially if they get their upgrade. They have changed the name of the upgrade so many times that at this point I'm afraid to guess what it is, but Cyclones have an upgrade to just make them better. You once competed for a signed boxer jersey that's older than I am. Unfortunately, a 5XL Dutchman made a unit. Hater. Magnet, if it wasn't me winning that, somebody else would have won it. In Netherlands on the race day, a Red Bull jersey was 600, mate. That's ridiculous because normally they're pretty cheap. I have no idea where you were shopping or what you looked at because those are not normal prices. I can guarantee you that. It's called Macfield Accelerator. That is what it was called in the past as well. I have spoken to SKillous about playing against Mac in the past. And in SKillous' mind, guys, Mac is easy clap. To quote one of my favorite new video gamers that I got in touch with this year, Villa. SKillous says Mac is easy clap. He can do whatever the hell he wants and he will still win. You can expand, you can donate, you can take bad fights. You can still win. I feel different, but I'm not as good as SKillous, so. You got a Red Bull head at Spielberg for 30 bucks. That is one track that I would love to go to. I've asked Reynor quite a few times to get us tickets for the race in Austria. Because I think Austria is a really fun country to visit. I've always loved it. I speak the language a little bit. I like the schnitzels. I feel like that racetrack is so beautiful in the middle of the mountains. It'll be such a fun experience. I just need our Italian stallion to come through with some tickets one day. Maybe next season, guys. Maybe that's the season. I agree with that, Guitar King. I really hate, and if I ever play Phoenix and I realize it's mech, I will not make Colossus. Like, I'm okay with a couple Immortals. I'm absolutely okay with Disruptus. But I really hate Colossus against mech. Yeah, SKillous is obviously transitioning away from the Phoenix, right? He's transitioning away from air altogether. And he is going to do what he said in the past he really believes that works against mech. That is basically everything. Expand, make a lot of gateways, make a couple Archons, and just rally some Zealot Archon into the Terran. I think I could have done that without your help, Magnet. I also don't think that's a sentence I'll be saying a whole lot in general. Unless we get announced soon for EWC. Then I'll throw out all the Inshallahs and Alhamdulillahs. And honestly, I may pray to Mecca a couple times. Because I'd just be very happy for our entire scene. Fingers crossed, guys. Still a couple games that are not announced. It's possible. Now that's the moment to use an Inshallah. Magnet is my Habibi. Couple Zealots get picked up by the Cyclone. SKillous' main army, though, is starting to make some serious progression in the natural. There's Warperism here as well. I kind of like Gabe's army here. And the force fields do make it a little bit harder for all the Cyclones to really get the fights that they are looking for. I guess that's a problem, right, when you're trying to play mech. Cyclones, they really benefit from being able to kite, get away from those Immortals. And, well, guys, the SKillous is kind of doing exactly what he always said he does. And that is just you make whatever the hell you want and then you aim move them. SKillous makes mech look silly. Norway isn't interesting to visit. I don't think they have an F1 race in Norway, mate. If they had one, I would love to come. And I do like Norway. I've gone only once, I think, in my life, but I did have a really good time. And other than the fact that Norway is ridiculously expensive, I do like it. But we were talking about a country with an F1 race, and Norway doesn't have one. That means that our entire top 3 is indeed all Protoss. It is going to be SKillous versus Mana, the rematch in the lower bracket final, and the winner will play against MaxPax in the grand finals. Why go Mac? I guess HeRoMaRinE just felt like it. I don't know. I don't think either of those statements is accurate, Mandelafly. I don't think Katowice is 0. It's very unlikely, but it's not 0 yet. 0 is incorrect, and a very low probability is also incorrect. SKillous wins the underdog, guys. Lower bracket final. Mana, Paul HP, the man who gets the 50 original bonus buckies provided by me. GSO, I think, is very unlikely. Like, if you guys ask me what's the least likely of the 3, Katowice, EWC, or GSL, to me it's GSL, but that has been the case for a very long time. SKillous, Dutch, RUP. That's just because GSL is very expensive to run. Way more expensive than what people think it is. And Starcraft is just not that popular in Korea. Like, that's just the way it is, and it has not been for a long time. And that obviously is sad because Starcraft has such a rich history in Korea, and Brood War is still a thing in Korea, and it's still a thing that people care about. But Starcraft 2 just does not do very well in South Korea, and it has not done for many, many, many years at this point. So I think it is unlikely there will be more GSL, but don't quote me on this, because I'm not saying that it won't happen. I'm just saying that's my opinion. That's my guess. But I want to be wrong. I want there to be GSL. I want you guys to have fun watching it. I want players to have a GSL to go to. I really want there to be a GSL, but I think out of all the things, that's the least likely thing to happen. I'll take a very tiny break, guys. And after that, I'll be back with the PvP lower bracket final. We are getting closer towards the end. Lower bracket final into a grand final. A best of 3 into a best of 5 to determine who is going to be the grand champion of the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts end of the year special. Take a tiny break, and I'll be right back. 10 minutes, mate, for silly comments. Does anyone in the Netherlands watch hockey? I assume soccer is the biggest. Soccer is by far and away the biggest sport in the Netherlands. Like, it's not even close. It is actually very sad, Maples, but I think field hockey is indeed bigger than ice hockey in the Netherlands. We are very good in field hockey because we are one of the only 3 nations on the planet that cares. Well, actually one of the only 4. I think it is India, Netherlands, Germany, and Belgium. I think we are the only 4 countries on the planet that play field hockey. So we're very proud of the fact that we're good at it. And ice hockey is another thing. Or maybe it's Pakistan who's good. I don't know. One of those 2 is good. I know Australia and the UK are up there, but they're not that big. Anyway, I take a very tiny break, guys. And I'll be back. We can talk about everything. And we can talk about PvP lower bracket finals coming up.